the agenda for this meeting. I explained to them that we are here as a public to hear what the public says in response to the proposals that we've put out there. So there is no agenda other than that. But I do want to just announce that we have the public hearing on Monday night at 7 p.m. at the Will Library, and we will have a meeting of the Charter Revision Committee on the 23rd at 7 p.m. here at City Hall. Secure the location and I'll notify you of that. You'll find it when you get here. Just for the public record, I wanted to thank my fellow committee members who are giving up their time and volunteering to give up their time and being here and spending the time in these numerous meetings that we've had to discuss the issues regarding Yonkers citizens. And I do appreciate your time and your effort and your wisdom that you brought to the table. So thank you very much. Steve's going to make a brief statement regarding the public hearing.
Yeah, the purpose of the public hearing is to accept oral comments on two possible charter amendments. Those of you that have attended Charter Commission meetings know that a variety of ideas were discussed, but very, very few have emerged to be even going as far as the possibility of being proposed. So this Charter Commission has been a little bit different than prior Charter Commissions in that more possibilities by far were rejected in terms of going forward than are even being put out. The two that are being put out there, one is to require the capital and operating budgets to be adopted concurrently, and the other is a simple reorganization to move the Bureau of Economic Development into the Department of Planning and Development. Those are the two substantive proposals. So comments should be directed to are to be directed to those substantive provisions. You don't want to make comments tonight. It's not your last opportunity. There will be a public hearing Monday night at the Will Library, and the comment period will be held open until the 23rd for submission of written comments. So if you want to get written comments in, get them to Julius, get them to me. Either way is fine up to the 23rd. Neither proposal is complex, very straightforward. So I think that there was another proposal that we had discussed. That was the one about the police, the fire, right? And after further investigation, I just felt that we had too many unanswered questions. We were too close to the end of the process. And I just didn't feel comfortable from the legal end going forward with it after I had done some additional investigation. So that may be something that if there's a commission in the future, the mayor decides or somebody else wants to take it up, but it's not an emergency item, and I just felt it was too much to ask.
Can you repeat that again, Steve?
Yeah, there was the mayor had, through one of the, through the administration, there was a technical change that was discussed as a possible thing for the Charter Commission to consider that involved titles of various people within the fire department. And I know from past experience that these things can start to affect civil service designations, and can get involved with the state. And while there is sometimes a simple explanation that is proffered for it, I've been down this path doing reorganizations on the charter before, and it often gets much more complicated than that. This was something that was floated at the very end, and I just didn't feel comfortable from the legal end scurrying and rushing and trying to put it through. So if it's to happen, it'll happen on the next go around. If there's another charter commission or the city council can take it up, there's any number of other ways that if there needs to be an amendment, it can be done. But I just didn't feel comfortable from the legal end, just smashing it through. It didn't seem to make any sense. So these other two, however, are clear and simple, and without further ado, if it's okay with everybody else? Okay, if anybody has any comments to make about these two charter amendments that are proposed for possible placement before the voters, the commission is all ears. Okay, and by the way, if you have something to say, please don't expect an answer tonight. We will take in all the comments, and then it'll be discussed at the commission's meeting on the 20th.
Can you explain the Bureau of Economic Development, Economic Development Bureau? Because I actually was once the director of the Bureau of Economic Development. I didn't realize that we didn't have one anymore.
No, we do. We do. What it is, Chuck, is it's part of directly, if you would do like a family tree, if you will, for the administration, it goes right to the mayor. It's like, it's not part of a separate department.
It currently does? Or?
Yeah, and so what this does is it actually moves it into a department. That's all that this does. It places that particular bureau or office, if you want to call it that, under the overall umbrella of the Department of Planning and Development.
Which is the way it was when I had that position in 91 to 95. I'm curious, did it move out by charter?
No, what I think happens, but you forgive me for saying this in this way, because this is not new. It has nothing to do with this administration or any other administration. The charter, for whatever reason, tends to lag behind the actual way in which the administration is set up. And every now and again somebody realizes, oh, you know, we've been actually having it function this way. It would be nice if the charter reflected what the reality is. And so I can't tell you how many times we have done that over the last, 8 years? I'm taking a number, maybe more than that there have been reorganizations to simply reflect in the charter the reality that's on the ground. And that's my understanding of what this amendment is to do.
Is there a reason why the mayor doesn't have the power by proposing it in the budget process to council by adopting funding it as such that it needs to be
Because the office is created in the charter that